Hey guys, so I'm going to go ahead and film my Monday video on Sunday because I'm probably not going to be around tomorrow since I am probably going to be at my neighbor's house marathoning Soul Eater because we're on the last season and she is winning out. So let's go ahead and get started. This week we are doing favorite underrated reads. This was actually kind of hard for me because it's hard to discern like underrated books in the public and then underrated books in blogging because there's so many books that no one outside of blogging has ever heard of, but I feel like everybody can't stop talking about it, but that's just because I work in the industry. So I don't know, it was hard, so I kind of went with both books that, like don't get a lot of attention from bloggers, but I feel should get more, slash books that I feel like the public, you guys probably have not read. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one is The Death of 100 Dogs by A.S. King. Super underrated, mostly because this is her first book, but her sophomore book, Please Ignore Vera Dietz, that book went huge. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a Prince honor. I might be wrong. But it got a lot of traction, and so that's kind of like her big title book, but her debut is absolutely amazing, and I love it, and it's fantastic. So, boom, that's number one. Number two, Di Reeves is one of the most underrated authors ever. I absolutely adore her. I think she is amazing, and her books are just the craziest things. She is the type of author that does not hold back, no bars, no line that is not uncrossed. She writes books about crazy people, killer sisters, people who take people and put them in basements and torture them and pretend that they're their boyfriends. She is just absolutely amazing. So this is the one that I own, Bleeding Violet by Di Reeves. It is about a girl with manic depressive disorder, aka bipolar disorder, who goes to this small town in Texas that is weird, and everything is weird and crazy, and her type of writing is either you love it or you hate it, and I just love it so much. It's so weird and fantastic. Her other book, Slice of Cherry, is also amazing. That's the Keller Sisters one. Fantastic. Everything she writes is fantastic. Next is Frost by Mariana Bear. This book did not got a lot of traction before it came out, and then just kind of fizzled. And this book is the best scary book I have ever read, ever. Like, period. Ever. Like, it messes with your mind so much. Like, this is the perfect book to read, like, in the middle of the night, on Halloween, like, if you really want to get scared, because it I keep wanting to say it messes with your mind, because straight up, it is a psychological, scary book. It's one of those, like when you watch one of those movies where you finish the movie and you don't know if everything really happened, or like, so scary. I was actually pretty darn terrified when I watched this one. I'm a big fan of like scary things. Like, I watch scary movies and then I can't sleep at night, and then I don't know why. It's strange. So, I don't know. If you're not that type of person, you might not do it anyway. Just get into it. It's very well written. I kind of wanted to hit all the main characters. I really did not like any of the main characters much, but it was worth it for the craziness that was going on up here. So, the last book is Cold Kiss by Amy Garvey. Fantastic book. It is a magic. It's paranormal romance, but the way it's read is in a very contemporary style. So it's not magic realism or anything, but I just feel like it's in the middle. It doesn't read like a paranormal romance, but the girl is a witch who brings her ex-boyfriend back to, well, boyfriend now, he's dead, so he's her ex-boyfriend, back to life, and he ends up being this weird zombie thing that is like doesn't have a mind of its own, kind of clings to her. And I'm supposed to be going to watch The Dark Knight Rises in like a few, like maybe an hour, so I'm just like waiting for my sister to get home because she's the one taking me, and I'm just kind of like every 5 seconds. So yeah, it's amazing, and she basically kind of has to reverse what she did because he's a zombie now, and it's bad. So it's really, really good book. It's really heartbreaking. I just thought it was fantastic, and I feel like not enough people have read it. And finally, I almost totally forgot, but I don't have any of her books with me at the moment. Rosemary Clement Moore is one of my favorite, most underrated authors ever, right alongside Di Reeves. She wrote The Splendor Falls, and then she wrote Texas Gothic. Both amazing books. I adore her so much, and her books are fantastic, and not enough people have read them. They're just read them. You can get them on Barnes & Nobles and Amazon. The Splendor Falls is about a girl who was a ballerina, then she injures her ankle, I'm pretty sure. So she gets sent to, like, her aunt. It's been a while since I've read that one, like 7th grade. But I'm going into my junior year now, so give you a little bit of perspective. So she goes to, like, her aunt's house or something, and she ends up in this strange town with crazy stuff happening, and this guy, and amazingness, and it's just fantastic. And then Texas Gothic is about a family of witches, and this girl who kind of rejects the witch lifestyle, but ends up being caught up in this murder mystery that has to do with her and her family, and the ranch next door that has this cute cowboy guy who's, like, all up in her business. And I just adore that book. Texas Gothic is probably my favorite out of her books. I read it in one sitting, and I took it to the beach. Which was a bad idea because I didn't even get into the water because I just read it straight through. So, absolutely fantastic book. I think I got sunburned too. Yeah, you can't reapply when you're in the middle of a good book. So, I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop talking and end this video. So, I will see you guys next week, Loretta. I will not see you tomorrow. Almost forgot to say. Loretta will not be with us until August 1st because she is currently moving houses, and so she will not have internet connection until August 1st. So I will see Lauren on Wednesday. Bye!